here with another episode of What's Next. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ant. We got J Rob in the building, and
What's
we got
good,
my
baby?
man Ruben in the building.
Going on?
Fellas. We have a series. It's now 1-1 in the NBA Finals. The Heat put together a crazy performance yesterday. Something that I didn't expect. They went bonkers from three, and that's how they won most of their games. But we're not here to talk about that today. My man Jay has something that he wants to get off his chest, and something that we're all going to talk about. So, start us off, Jay. What do you got to say?
I wouldn't say it's it's hurting my chest and I just gotta rip it off. But it was just, I just wanted to hear some feedback from you guys. But before I get into that, since you brought up the finals, I just thought, is it me or it just this series doesn't feel like a build up to the NBA finals? Is it just me or it's like, all right, so you agree, Ruben?
Yeah, man. It just doesn't feel like the finals. I'm not locked in. I don't find myself making sure the TV's on to watch the game. If I'm out, I'm not worried about what the score is or who or what's going on. That's the problem. I won't lie. I have not fully watched this series faithfully. I haven't sat down and wanted to watch the game. I watch. I see the highlights. I see what Bleacher Report, Sports Center, what they be saying. But I'm just not gonna lie, bro. I'm not locked in.
It's
no
just
Braun, no Curry, no Sixers. Maybe I'd even find Boston more entertaining, and I would not want to see them there. But no, Miami and Denver, an 8 seed and the best team in the West, and none of us had that sort of prediction of them hitting the finals anyway. We all had the Suns, and I think Rory had the T-Wolves or the Warriors, and we had Boston, Bucks, and Sixers. So I just don't care that much.
Now, I had between either Denver, Phoenix, and LA. So LA Lakers. But
did you truly think Denver was going to get to the finals?
well, when we had said before, we were like, who's the team to beat in the West? You said Suns, where I disagreed, and I think Ann disagreed too. We said, it's Denver whole season until they fall off. Then from the 1 seed, then they're the team to beat. So I couldn't put it past them that they wouldn't be able to go. Of course, I thought they would be able to go.
Yeah.
Too no.
Yeah, I definitely thought they had that chance to make it to the finals. I mean, it was obviously the best team in the West all year, but I just had that feeling that one of these teams that's hasn't been so close knit for the whole year, like LA or Phoenix or somebody was going to get them, but they beat them both on their way to the finals. So it just shows that having your full team with you all year actually means something. No matter what the regular season means, just that continuity and that chemistry that they have, it showed during both of those series against LA and Phoenix. They just looked better than both of those teams. So they definitely deserve to be here. And Miami too. Miami has completely changed the way they played. Going regular season, they were one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the NBA.
They were the one of the worst.
And now in the playoffs, I think they averaged the least amount of points per game.
Yeah.
In the NBA in the regular season. And then they were literally 5 minutes away from not even being in the playoffs to begin with because they had lost the first playing game at home, and then they were on the road against Chicago and had to come back just to win that game. So for them to be here is just crazy. They completely evolved their game, and hats off to them. But like you guys were saying, I watched the game yesterday, and I was watching it, but it just didn't have the same crazy impact. I just didn't really care about what was really going on. I was watching to watch basically. The atmosphere in Denver was amazing. That game was crazy. Everyone was standing up. The start of the game, everyone in Denver, they were standing before they scored their first bucket. So it was absolutely electric in there. But like in terms of like an average viewer just watching it, I had no like ties to either team. Like I don't really care who wins, who loses. Like none of that stuff matters to me. So like I mean, I don't really got much to say about it. I'm just watching the games to watch the games just because I like basketball pretty much at this point.
I
That's
think
all
it's
I
kind
can
of
say
crazy.
about that.
Like, this is the first year where like I'm genuinely a neutral, where like I don't care who wins. Like I don't, it just doesn't bother me, which is just wild. Like I like to see Jimmy win his ring, but like, so what? Like,
Because all of the narratives that are gonna stem from whoever wins this finals just does this. I just don't really even care about. Like it's pretty much a consensus now that Jokic is the best center in the NBA, and now everyone's saying he's the best player in the NBA. So I guess that's a little bit of a debate, but I mean, who can really debate that now? He just had 41 yesterday, like easily had 41 too, like by that standard. So it's like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't really like Jokic
Like,
and Embiid debates are over at this point.
yeah,
Until
for sure.
Embiid shows he can do this, I mean, this is just, I don't even. There's no debate. Like I don't care what he does next regular season. He got average 35. He got average 40. Like, he got to do it in the playoffs. So that
yeah,
conversation is done. And then I don't know. Like now you got like Jimmy. Is he a superstar? Now that's convo starting to stir up. Jamal Murray. Where does he rank among the guards? Like those are like kind of like the convos that are starting to stir up. But I don't really care.
yeah.
Right,
None of
like
that
it
stuff
don't
matters to me.
like it didn't fuel me at all. Like
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I can discuss it, but I mean, I'm not gonna be as passionate about it because I just don't care about Denver. Great place to be though. Elevation I heard is crazy. Bruce Brown was saying that you got to get reacclimated to you got to get reacclimated the elevation every time you leave and come back. He's saying that as a home player, I can only imagine the visitors coming there and playing. You're only there for like a couple of days, so I mean
Yeah, man, that's hard.
that's about that. Yeah, I don't care about this series though. So Jay, please get into what you had to say because I'd rather talk about that than this series for sure.
Lowell, last year, Bronny went on his junior prom and he had the same date. I think they're like dating, right?
I have no idea if they're dating or not.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, if not, he had the same date this year for his senior prom, and comments under Twitter and memes are flying around, and I just don't understand. Like, even if they're dating or not, like, what is the issue about him taking, a different ethnicity to prom? Like, we're talking about prom. Like, it's not like they're about to get married. It wasn't one of those things, but it's just prom. And even if they're dating, what is the issue nowadays? Well, not even nowadays. I don't know how long this has been going on for, but I just think it's like people have their head up their behinds. To think it's an issue for people of two different ethnicities to date. Like, what's wrong with interracial dating? Do you guys think
So
it's a
before I even answer, like I'm gonna frame it even better. So on Bronny, LeBron, Savannah, all their Instagrams and social media, when they posted Bronny's prom pictures, it's for his senior prom, they didn't post any pictures with his date. Like it was all just Bronny. Bronny in the
didn't
car, Bronny by the car, Bronny by himself. Like they didn't post any pictures with Bronny with his date. Because I think intellectually they already knew, hey, if we post this picture with Bronny's date, we already know what's gonna happen because it happened last year. So and not until like like the photographer that they have, I forget what his social media profile is. I think it's like Cool Mac or something like that. He posted like all the pictures, and then it's a nice engine, but and all the pictures then people got to see his date. And then as soon as you got to see his date, then I'm seeing screenshots of his date going on Twitter saying Bronny and his prom date. I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like this is exactly why the James family did not post a picture with his date because they already knew it was gonna happen. like you said, memes started swirling and all this other nonsense started happening. They saying Brian a bad dad because he went to prom with a girl that's not black. Like I was so confused. Like I don't get it at all.
Look, man, like I think some people it's such a hard topic, especially just nowadays with like how kind of separated the world truly is in terms of race. But like, at least the way like we grew up, the way I grew up, like, there was no like I'm half Spanish, half white, like, but like there was no like Caucasians realistically at like where we grew up. So like I naturally have always been with like Spanish girls or like or black girls or Asians and whatnot. So like expanding your horizon is never a bad thing. I just think people have such a hard time accepting when it's like, like a black man who wants to not date within his race. They make that just a much bigger deal. Like I don't know how deep into it like we can truly get. But especially like if he's taking like just like a white girl to prom, like, and his status, like it to just like his race in general, like some people just don't see it as a good look. But like to us, to other people, like, like I don't truly think like we really mind. Like you're your own person. Like Ronnie's 17, 18, like he can absolutely like, go and see whoever he wants. Like, why is that a problem? Like, yo, and I think your audio is messed up.
Your audio's messed up.
Yeah, so Ruben, going off of what you were saying, like I think it has more, like you saying about his status. It has more about like who his family is. Like LeBron is his dad. He's to Savannah, his high school sweetheart, who's also black. Everyone in the family is black, so they're almost assuming that Bronny has to be with a black girl too, just to keep it going, right? I think that's why it's such a deal with him, especially like who he dates, who he does, whatever he does with, where he goes with people, like. And I think that's another reason why, like, they just didn't post like anything with the date because they already knew the backlash that was going to come from it from the national media. Like, they were always going to say, like, "Oh man, this guy, he's been being raised by this black family, this all black family, and now he wants to go to prom with a white girl. Like, what is he doing? Like, is this even right?" So I think that's what the whole backlash is about. I don't really understand why there's backlash, like why people feel the need they can go on social media and try to talk crazy about an 18-year-old who's living his life. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can see whoever he wants. He can talk to whoever he wants. Like this is the reason why we're in America. Like you have that freedom to do what you please without having the fear of hearing stuff from other people. Like you're not tied to anything. You can do what you want so long as it's what you want to do. Like no one's being forced to do anything here. I don't like when people try to like put everyone in this little box and say you can only talk to people that are in this space. They share these beliefs with you. Like that's the point of like, having like all these different people around you. Like you get a bunch of different views on things. Some people you might not even agree with what they're talking about, but or they see things just in a completely different light as you. That just makes for good discourse, good conversations, and everyone's learning from everybody. Like that's what I always think about when I think about like diversity and how you interact with others. Like you should have a broad range of people that you can interact with. Not everyone needs to share your ideals. That way you have all these different things flowing through your head, and then you can think through everything and make decisions for yourself based off of all these other things that are going on. That's what I really like about just being here in general, like just being around all these different ethnicities, beliefs, that stuff. Like you get to learn so much. You're not tied to one thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with you. I think that's a good. Even like I think it goes back to how people raise. If like you grew up in a household, you know, talking or interacting with different ethnicity. But of course, you're going to grow up. Oh, like I grew up in a household where teach me to see color. All about a foundation under God, and then who the person is. So race didn't matter. Someone could be purple. As long as they had a good heart, they had a good understanding of of each other. It shouldn't matter. So I don't know. I just feel like not even just on not even with Bronny's situation. It goes beyond that because I see people all the time. Like I see things on Twitter and even me going to a HBCU. Like I've gotten to disagreements with people saying like, "Oh, why is your preference another race other than black?" like, like when a girl goes out, like, does she like what type of man does she look for? What catches her eye? Is it any different than her liking a guy who's big and tall, got broad shoulders and whatever the case may be, over a guy who maybe has waves and light skin or a beard, no beard? I feel like it doesn't matter.
No, it definitely doesn't. I think the thing about us and like this newish like generation, like people are starting to understand that a lot more. But there's no man, like there's definitely just people around that are just strictly like, no, like, if you're black, you have to date someone that's black. Even if you're like white, you gotta date someone that's white. And I like fully never agreed with that just because like you should absolutely be open to date whoever you like. Like love has no color, whoever you like has no color. Like that doesn't matter. And plus it's always great to just experience and like identify like new cultures and like see like and experience. Like that's the main thing. That's the thing about dating. Like for all like Bronny might end up marrying like a black woman, but he's dating this girl because why not? Like her life is drastically different than his for sure. I mean, he's LeBron James' son, like comes with everything. So like whatever she's dealing with can just be a different hand. Like he's experiencing. Like that's the point of dating.
But that's what I'm saying. Even that, like, it's not like her status is drastically below, LeBron's. Like they live in the same neighborhood.
There's that too.
Money. And then she plays soccer. Like I think she had like a couple D1 offers as well. So it's like they're two different. It's not like she looking to get a ticket because she probably already has the ability to do whatever she wants without being Bronny's girlfriend or.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I was just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it really, really make country.
break up again, bro.
You're breaking up, brother.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off of what y'all two were saying, that interracial stuff to me is what it is. Like a lot of people hate it. A lot of people say whatever and to it. And I'm one of those people that's just like, hey, whatever suits you, go do it. Whatever makes you happy, go do it. I don't really think there should be a barrier between who you date, who you talk to, and all that. That's just how I feel personally. I mean, y'all feel the same way, or?
Yeah, I agree. Sure.
For sure. For sure.
So now, like, I feel like it's a lot different in like the different areas that you live in. So like, of course, like, if you're from North Philly, you'll see a lot of, black people with black people, Spanish people with Spanish people, and, white people that have their area, like Fishtown, so to speak, or, South Philly, or even some areas in Northeast. So, on the West Coast, it's a lot different. Like, people don't care. Like on the West Coast, like when I went to San Fran, I was seeing like Asian people with Indian people, I was seeing Indian people with white people. Like, it's like really different out there. Like, it's just like, everyone's just like in their own little world out here. So, like, what's like, since you guys been on the East and West Coast, you've been in different areas of, even Ruben, you've been in different areas of the world. So like what's the pros and cons do you feel like, living where you guys are at, or where we're from, the West Coast, and where do you like see yourselves in the future? Do you see yourself staying home in the tri-state area? You see yourselves like, having a new start, having a fresh start, making new memories,
It's interesting. Like, I always thought about maybe having a fresh start, but like over these last 2.5 years, like I helped build this new business with my dad in Philadelphia, where we've been, very successful at. Like, we have practically 2 companies running, one being my dad owning his own, and then the second company being an appraisal company, their DBA. And we do really well. And it's been enough where I could move out and live by myself in Center City. So, moving away from this is really hard now because everything would just be on me, when me and my dad helped build this sort of place in this tri-state area where like we're very well known and people come to us and we have 5-star Google reviews, and we've just been, really good at just what we do. So moving almost to me is kind of like out of the question. Like, the only place I'd move to is like maybe a little bit deeper PA if I had to, which I still don't want to do. Personally, I like to maybe move into like that Fishtown area or Northern Libs if that was the chance, but like maybe South Jersey again if I like choose to start a family. But like I kind of see myself locked in this area personally, which isn't a bad thing. I would love to try to live in different places, but I'm lucky enough where like I've experienced different places. Like, I've traveled to Europe many times. I've lived in Colombia 3 months of the year for 10 years. Like, I know, like, you guys know, like, that I've been around, but like, you guys didn't know, like, growing up that like every summer, once school ended, like, Jalen, like once intermediate Pfeiffer ended, bro, like I was on a plane. I was in Colombia until like a week before September, like a week before school started. Like, I was there the whole time. Like, I never had a true summer in like the States until I was like 15. So like, like I've been able to experience a lot. West Coast, I'm not there too much. I've just been to Arizona. I know my boy Jalen there right now, chilling in California. Sun's still up, sun beaming. Dark over here. I got an alleyway right behind that. You got some palm trees. A little different. What about you, Jay? What, you looking to stay out there, you think?
So, I mean, even if I didn't stay out here, I would like to be somewhere where it's like, a lot warmer throughout the year. So maybe like, down south, maybe, if I was to move back on the East Coast. Because I think my dad's, he's shortly retiring from the from UPS. So I think he's even going down, to Charlotte. My stepmom is. So, everyone's starting to, getting those chill bones. So they wanna warm them up a little bit.
For sure.
But, I spent most of my summers in Philly. I was raised in Jersey. So, at this point I'm looking for a fresh start. And who knows what the future holds? I could always come back. Home will be home if I decide to come back or not.
Yeah, exactly.
But I ain't gonna lie, it's like West Coast is nice, man.
Look, man, I got a lot of clients, a lot of people that always tell me, like, once you go to California, you really just don't want to come back. Like, that's the thing. I know we're talking about West Coast specifically, but I'm going to talk about California specifically. People go to LA, San Fran, they say, like, nah, like, I love it too much out there. Like, I'm coming back to reality. Like, I'm coming back to Philly. I'm coming back to Jersey. Like, what? Like, I was just in LA. Like, and it's perfect out there. Expensive, different lifestyle. Like,
they out, like, they struggle. just to stay out here because they don't want to go nowhere else.
Do you
But
blame them? Like,
honestly, bro, like if I was living check to check, I would at least try to like move somewhere else where I can like, get back on my feet and then maybe come back.
well, while you're young, say I'm told right before you turn 30, right? I'm not saying living paycheck to paycheck's ideal. Say you get like, raises and better jobs as you go and whatnot. But like to live in California for like 5 years, 10 years, if that, like that's just worth it as it is. Like it'll probably be a little bit of a struggle, but it's just worth it. I think.
But yeah, I mean, and then I'm able to do that. Like I don't have any ties to home like you do.
Yeah.
It's great that you have that, opportunity because if I had that, I would be there too. So, it all depends where you're at in your life, So I'm able to, be here for a whole summer. And,
yeah, I got the chance to eat like what kind of fell in my lap. Meanwhile, like who knows? Like if that never happened, I graduated college, so like I probably would have like had a finance job in Boston that pays more than what I probably would have found in Philly, and I probably would have been there by now. Like you don't know, we don't know. But different routes all the time.
No, what you think?
For me, personally, I just think it's time for me to get up and get out and see some things, man. Like just came back from Arizona a couple weeks ago. You said what?
What type of thing you talking about?
Not gonna comment. Not gonna comment. But nah, like I don't know. Like I've been in Jersey all my life, and growing up, I didn't really go out like that. So like going through school, like I was always home. Just everything just was around home. Like I had family in Philly, so I will go see them a lot. Other than going there, maybe going to Delaware a couple times, like I've just been so tied to this area that I feel like now that I have the opportunities now, making a little bit of money here and there, like now I want to go out and see what it's like. See what it's like in Florida. See what it's like on the West Coast. See what it's like down south. See what it's like over here, over there. Like when I was in college, got the opportunity to go to Miami a couple times. Got the opportunity to go to Canada, like just to see how life was up there. Like so now, like since I got older and started to be able to see a lot of things, I'm looking at all this stuff, and then I come back home and I'm like, man, do I really, really want to be here? Like I don't know. Like I feel that's like where I'm at in my thinking with everything. It's more or less trying to just figure out what the next move is and just calculate everything from there, save all I can so that when the time that comes to make that decision, like I'm just ready to do it at that time. Like I mean, thinking about I don't want to be here. Like I don't want to be here. Like coming back on it, like I literally was sitting in the Philly airport waiting for my ride and I was like, this sucks right now. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was definitely like semi depressed just being back. Like because the way it's like in my career, there's not really a lot of space for that many people to be in here, right? Like I'm sharing a room right now. Like all this other stuff is going on in my life personally that it's like weighs on me a little bit, and I feel like just getting away from it sometimes is just beneficial for me. Like I don't really have to think about it. Like it's not on my mind as much, and I feel just free. I'm able to do what I want, go out when I want, come back when I want. Like I'm not answering to nobody. I just need to be smart about the choices I make. But I feel as though I think it's just that time that I get away and see what it's like. I mean, that's why I didn't go that far for college. I mean, I was only like an hour and a half away from home, but I made the most of that. I really wanted to get out there and just see life, like just see what it was outside of Jersey. Like, how do people live in somewhere that's not Jersey? Like Reading isn't that different from Jersey per se. I mean, like it's a kind of a different demographic over there with like the people that live there, but I mean it's kind of like the same. Like it's like your Pensacola, Camden, Cherry Hill. Like they got those type of suburbs in the big city. So it's like it was interesting to see that in college, but it was just good to be by myself. So like coming back home really was a big adjustment from being by myself for 5 years. So like I feel like I'm ready to just take that next step and just live life. Like being on the West Coast is crazy. Going to went to LA, I was looking around, I was like need to be then we went then and Jay, we was just in Phoenix. Well, not Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix, Scottsdale. We was there a couple of weeks ago. I was like, yeah, I really need to be here.
That's what
So it's
we like together. We've been to a couple of different places. Like we've been to LA, been to Mexico, we've been to San Diego, been to Scottsdale, and even now, I've been in Massachusetts for a year for school, and I've been in Texas. And I spent time in Florida, spent time in Maryland for a summer with my grandfather, and now I'm spend time in Cali, obviously. So it's nice to be able to, like Ruben said, get out and experience different sites, different sceneries, different cultures, see how people live, here and there. So it's cool, but I think I think for the most part, because it happens to even when we talk to people that when we went out in Arizona, we talked to women. They just like they want to go to New York. One girl said, and they want to go to I forget where else, but we just like what? It's like when you're from a certain place, like, it's like you low key get tired of it, but not all people. It just depends on who you're
Yeah.
talking. So even like when we're back home, like I'm just like, man, it's just like because we're so used to it. It's like we're numb to everything that goes. And even some of the things that people come to, like people tourists and come and then they come sightsee, we just like we never even I never even stepped foot in the art museum before. Like I feel like that's so bad because I'll
You know what
talk
I'm
about
saying?
but I've never been in the art museum.
Dude, there's nothing more trippy. So like I live like 2 blocks away, maybe a block away from the Independence Hall. Like I don't even like it's crazy. I don't fully know what it's called. Where they sign the Declaration of Independence, bro. And the Liberty Bell. Bro. And like, I get an Uber and like driving by or I'm riding with my brother or like whoever. And I'm just like, damn, like there's tourists here. Like people like ride those tourist buses and they're just yeah, bro, of course.
Like, we're just like, do we
People
just take
people are in line to go in. Like, I never went in like that Independence Hall. I'm gonna just call it that, right? Like whatever. Like it's bizarre, bro. Like I'm so numb to like Philadelphia history, New York in general, DC. Like that's like and that's so accessible, bro. Like it's
that's
so
what I'm
crazy.
like,
But
it's even
yeah,
in the art museum, you can pay. It's like a penny a day or a penny that day. I think it's Wednesdays. You can pay a penny to get in the art museum, and I've never been. So hey, take advantage of all our viewers. Even you guys. If you want to go on a nice little date, be a little spontaneous.
it's
Go on
good.
Wednesday. Philadelphia Art Museum. You can pay whatever you want to get in. Obviously, don't give them a penny, but like maybe a little $5, a little dime, but cheap dates.
Nah, those are great date ideas. But nah, man, like I said, like I find it crazy. Like those
Like,
are tourist areas. Huh?
have you been to the penitentiary in Fishtown?
In Fishtown?
Was it in Fishtown? No, it's in like it's in
Nah, I think it is in Center City somewhere. I've been there once.
like right down the street from the art museum.
It's like for the Halloween thing, right? Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been once for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never been.
I
Me
mean,
neither.
yeah. But like same thing
I
though.
don't know. This, I'm saying, like you said, bro. I'm just like tired of this area. Like even when I go out now, I'll just be looking around. And I'm just like, bro, like I'm just like even no matter I might not know any of the people in there, but I'm just like I already know the vibe. Like it's not it don't hit no more. Like I went out one night and I'm driving back home and my boy calls me as I'm driving. He's like, "Yo, bro, I'm so done with going out in Philly. Like, cause he lives right outside of Philly, so he's always growing up around here too. So he was like, "Bro, I'm so done going out here. Like, it's just so much of the same. Like, why am I going out here wasting my money on nothing?" Like, and I was like, "Yo, bro, you kind of right. Like, what is the point of going out here? Like, I don't. There's nothing. Like, I almost want to say there's nothing here for me, but that's probably not true. I just gotta really just get out there and see what's going on. But like when I'm out on the West Coast, if I'm out down south, like everything just feels so new. Everything I don't know, everything just feels so much better. Like being in Scott, I felt like I just felt good. Like every day, just waking up, I was like, damn, like this feels good. Like this feels right. This feels like where I'm supposed to be. Or even when we were in LA, like that's the same exact way. Like I kind of was just lost in everything that was going on. Like I'm just looking around. Everyone, I don't know if this is me, but everyone just looks more happy being out there. Like the vibe is different a little bit. So like I feel like people like actually enjoy being over there. Like you said, like you're gonna have your people that want to get out of there because they're tired of it too. So I mean you're always gonna have that, but I feel like more or less more people like being over there than not liking being over there.
People retire. Where do they go? They don't go to Massachusetts. They don't go to Milwaukee. Like, they go to
They go
places
where their good weather at.
where the good weather's at.
Well, yeah. So like, not only are they happier because of the weather, but like, we gotta look at like where we are, right? Like we look at Philly, New York, like those, like we're not happy people. Like realistically, like the city, bro, like city of brotherly love, like okay, sure, but like, everyone kind of like hates each other in that sense. Like in New York, bro, like someone can like scream like bloody murder and like the person next to you like doesn't even look at you. It's just like, all right, like fuck, like F you, bro. Like I'm gonna just keep doing my thing. Like that's just what it is. Like, you
It's
know?
funny to talk about that. Where someone asked like, "Where are you from?" and she said she was from LA, and she New York. So she was like, they were like, "So what do you like better, like LA or New York?" And she said that she liked New York. And the reason why was because she said in LA, people will cut you off, and, and they'll like act like they'd act like they won't even see you. But within New York, they'll say, they'll give you the middle finger to your face, but they'll still hold the subway door for you on the train. but,
Yeah.
but it's real. Like, I get that a little bit. Like LA area, like people a little more like they'll be bougie and act like that you're not in their class, but still, try to put a smile on their face. Whereas, and it's true, like the East Coast, we're more real. We're like, we'll keep it
That's
a buck,
true. That's true.
keep it a bean. But I just like you said, like going out, like people are more genuine. Like even the girls, they're easy to talk to on the West Coast. I don't know what it is, but you could talk to like one of the baddest girls there, and she'll like still have a conversation with you. It may not be what you want to hear, but she'll still be cool with you. On that, bro, you talk to a chick in New York or New York, you try to mac with a dime. She like she like, yo, get on my face, like like no, won't give
Nah,
you the hey at all.
I think like more of the story is like East Coast, like we're more mean, but like West Coast, you're just like more bougie. Like you want to
Right.
act a certain way, right? Like you wanna feel like you got like more money, more power over like the person next to you. Like that's West Coast. Or that's California. I wouldn't even say that about like Arizona or Colorado or like those.
Nah, it's for
Like
sure like LA. Sure
yeah,
LA.
like over there, like they crave status for sure. Like it's all
Yeah.
about status.
It's like every woman you talk to, they expect you to have a boat. Like expect you to have a yacht, freaking live in a mansion, drive a Lambo. Like, everyone's like viewers and stuff now. Like
Yeah.
bloggers and all that.
If you're not like gonna get a lot, like like people
yourself real quick. Come back in, bro. What you were saying?
What I was saying? Nah, I mean, I just think the West Coast is where it's at for me personally. Like, I don't know if it's my style. I feel like everyone's a lot more just laid back and relaxed and just chilling for the most part. That's kind of what I pride myself on, being like just a laid back, chill, relaxed person. Like, don't take a lot of things too serious. I just kind of go with the flow and just see what happens. Like, I'm not really one that's gonna be out there trying to show off for people or whatever. Like, I don't know. I might be like one of the bigger people in the mix or whatever, but like I'm like I'm 6'5", but I act like I'm 5'10". Like, I'm trying to not be seen. Like, I'll just be chilling. So I just feel like being out there, like, it fits my style more than being over here. And I don't know. I feel like in the future that's where I see myself, just out there.
Yeah, you 6'5"?
Yeah, bro.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know, bro. Like, in my head, I'm like 6'3", like 6'2". Like, I don't be thinking like I know Jalen like 6'6", bro. With Ant, bro, like, all right, I'm like, 5'8" with shoes on, but bro, I'm looking up to Ant, like, bro.
Yeah,
Let me put on some Air Force Ones, bro. I'm 5'9". You good with that?
I had people tell me that like they think it was like, oh, West Coast fits me. I don't know what it is. Like just the way like I act, I'm down to earth and I'm just like.
I think the thing is, bro, they know y'all not from the West Coast. Like, y'all more
Oh,
genuine.
they know you're not from the West Coast, bro.
Yeah.
Like people that know I'm from the East, and like my cousin, she's from Philly, and she tells me like it just seems like West Coast is your speed. I think it's your speed. That's probably why. And like this one girl from Texas, like, yeah, you dress like you're from the West Coast. Like some of your style. Like, what?
You got my style.
Like, you got my style. I'm older.
Oh, we're not doing that.
I'm getting tired of this man Ruben. He keeps on thinking all like his freaking butt stuff now. You look white. No one thinks you're Mexican. You like Canelo. You look like Canelo Alvarez.
Bro, you said Mexican, bro? That's crazy.
Like Canelo looks white until he starts talking. We're like, oh yeah. He's for sure straight from.
Shit, man. Look, if you're gonna call me Canelo, like, that's not much of an insult, You're gonna compare me like that, bro? It's fine. I look
same height, for real.
Call me a gringo all you want, bro. Once I talk Spanish, bro, it's like it's over.
You got like, but you're a good looking dude, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, man, but yeah, so man, I ain't got nothing left. You guys got anything?
I think we're good.
Say it for next week. We back, man. We back. We gonna try to get some more of the crew together,
Yeah.
So we get more of those funny videos for you guys.
We're only 3 out of 5 right now, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, we're missing a few people. We just want to shout out Caleb though, because he's definitely doing his thing, playing pro baseball right now. He just had his season opener a few days ago, and looking forward to big things from him. He was showing us videos from a training camp, and he looked really good. So I got big faith in my guy this year. We're gonna see what happens with him.
You gonna come back with hella
Roy is in La La Land. You can't get that. You can't get a hold of that guy. I don't know what he be doing. It's crazy. We all in a group chat. We all communicate, and he is the hardest person to get in contact with. I don't know what is in his phone that keeps him from answering us, but it's crazy. I don't get it. I know everyone out there can relate. Everyone got that one friend in the group
You always
that's
got that.
impossible to reach. But hey, it is what it is. Like when Caleb's season gets more intact and we know his schedule all the way, then we're gonna be able to set this whole thing up. We get everybody back in here. But hey, for right now, we just gonna make do with what we got.
Yes, sir.
You got
Joy,
you
Joy.
got Jay, you got Ruben. What?
Say yes, sir. Enjoy my time.
Always.
Hey man, every time we get together, we can just make something out of nothing. So hey, so long as we got at least 3 people, we can always make a combo happen. For real, for real. That's the beauty of what's next.